Hello and welcome to Whispers of Remembrance. I am Umar Bonet, and today's whisper is the power of choice, a whisper on reality, remembrance, and love. There are moments when the world feels fixed. We look around and believe that what we see is all there is. We see circumstances, patterns, conflict, limitation, confusion, and fear. We see what appears to be rising and falling, forming and dissolving, beginning and ending. But Spirit reminds us that what we perceive is not the whole of reality. We're not living inside events. We are living inside consciousness. We are living inside awareness. We are living inside patterns of energy shaped by frequency, coherence, resonance, and choice. And choice, true choice, is not merely a human preference. It is a divine birthright. It is one of the ways love continues to create through us. We can see it is one of the ways that love continues to create through us. And here is the whisper, a direct transmission from Spirit. We can see your world, and we have spoken often of your world as an outpicturing of the minds of those within the field of consciousness, in resonance with frequencies of what you know as Earth or Gaia. You see what is perceived through your lens of awareness in each moment. A moment-by-moment experience, a linear experience, a defined expression of energy, creating patterns based on frequency, coherence, and resonant attuning. But we see a very different picture. We see love. We see beauty. We see the expression of human consciousness. We see the expansion of life in endless forms. There are so many realities. You are never limited in the way you believe yourselves to be limited. What rises may fall, what falls may rise. Yet whether energy rises or falls, it remains divine. It does not change its source. It only changes its expression. Realities may be individually held. They may be collectively held. They may be a blending of both individual and collective expressions woven together into a shared field of experience. But within all expression, one constant remains: choice. Choice is the constant. The expression of energetic patterns must unfold according to design. If a particular pattern is active, it will express itself until it is altered by awareness, intention, or choosing a new way. This may sound simple, yet what clouds choice is awareness. Awareness does. For choice can only be made from the level of awareness presently available. If a person perceives one reality as their only option, then no other choice has yet become visible to them. And so they continue within the same pattern. They continue within the same reality. Not because they are powerless, not because they are abandoned, not because love has withdrawn, but because they have not yet remembered the power of choice. The power of choice is a divine birthright. It is part of the original blueprint of life. Yes, there is an original blueprint. There is a divine pattern that moves through all of creation, though it does not limit all beings to the same experience or the same lens of perception. Life expresses in endless ways. Forms differ, paths differ, understandings differ, names differ, yet beneath all expression is one source. Our focus together is the teaching of oneness, not the elevation of duality as the supreme choice. There are realities where duality appears to rule. There are realities where separation appears to be the law. There are realities where fear, conflict, division, and forgetting appear to define the human experience. But we do not come to strengthen those realities. We come to teach remembrance. We come to point you back to the original blueprint. We come to remind you of the one source of all creation, known by many names. For this teaching, we use the name God. God is. Yet, the use of a particular name is personal. It is not the rule for all. What the rule for all is the right to choose. Choice must be made by all beings participating within formed reality. This does not mean that choosing a reality determines every action, behavior, or outcome. No, choice is expressed through the living of life. To choose a reality is to enter a framework, a design, a field of patterns and possibilities through which experience may unfold. Others may participate in that field by their own choice. And so realities are formed, shared, strengthened, dissolved, and recreated. This may appear confusing to the mind, but it is precise by design. For the Creator expresses through all patterns, while remaining the love from which all true creation flows. The Creator participates within life through the power of choice. And so, when a person feels confused, depressed, stuck, or lost, it may be said that they have forgotten they hold the key to unlock the cell. The key is choice, the power of choice. And when this is remembered, hope begins to return. Love begins to move. Energy begins to flow forward again. And a new pattern can be created. A new reality can begin. Moment by moment, breath by breath, choice by choice. Yet, understand this. While the power of choice can create personal and collective expressions of reality, this does not mean every created reality is real in the eternal sense. A reality may be experienced. A reality may be shared. A reality may be powerful within the field of human perception. But that does not mean it is aligned with the one true source. Only love is ultimately real. Only God's love is without beginning and without ending. That which is created outside of love may be allowed by the power of choice, but it has a point of origin and a point of extinction. It begins, it plays out, it dissolves. It cannot endure eternally because it is not rooted in the eternal. But God's reality of love and oneness has no beginning. It has no ending. It simply is. God's love has unlimited eternal expressions. Creation rises and falls in form, but the essence of life does not end. Energy changes form. Expression changes form. The visible pattern may dissolve, but life itself is not destroyed. So now we ask you, why the fear? Why the fear when choice remains? Why the fear when love is the eternal reality beneath all temporary appearances? Why the fear when what has been created through forgetting can be transformed through remembrance? What if remembrance of the power of choice became the current reality? What if humanity remembered? What if more and more beings began to understand that they are not trapped inside the patterns they inherited, absorbed, accepted, or feared? What if the key was already within them? This is why we teach remembrance. This is why we return again and again to love. This is why we call you back to the original blueprint, not to deny what is happening in your world, not to pretend that suffering does not exist, not to bypass the realities you are currently navigating, but to remind you that no temporary reality is greater than eternal love. No pattern is greater than source. No forgetting is greater than remembrance. And no cell is stronger than the key placed within your own being. You are not here to be imprisoned by fear. You are here to remember the power of choice. You are here to choose again. You are here to return to love. And so it is. We take a moment to take a nice deep breath in and allow that energy to sit within our hearts. May we choose to open our minds and our hearts to the fullness of this message. As we move now to the reflection, this whisper speaks of the most important spiritual principles. We are not trapped by every reality we perceive. We may be living within personal patterns, family patterns, cultural patterns, collective patterns, or inherited patterns of fear. These realities can feel real, while we are inside of them. They can shape our thoughts, emotions, decisions, expectations, and sense of what is possible. But Spirit reminds us that what is experienced is not always what is eternally real. A reality can be active without being ultimate. A pattern can be powerful without being permanent. A fear can be loud without being true. The power of choice begins when awareness expands. Until we see another possibility, we often continue living as though the current pattern is the only one available. But awareness opens. Choice returns. And when choice returns, hope returns. This does not mean we instantly change everything around us. It means we begin to remember that we are participants in the unfolding of life, not merely victims of it. For we are not victims. We are creator beings. And we create through the power of choice. Choice is not always dramatic. Sometimes choice is a quiet inner tuning, a breath, a prayer, a pause, a refusal to feed fear, a willingness to see through love again. This is how new realities begin. And so it is. We move now to some journal prompts for deeper self-reflection. We have 6 for this whisper. Journal prompt number 1. Where in my life have I been believing that I have no choice? Notice what you feel, what arises within you when you ask yourself, where in your life are you believing that you have no choice? Sometimes we hear the phrase, my hands are tied. I can't move. Let's examine that. Journal prompt number 2. Is there a reality I have accepted simply because I could not yet see another way? Could not yet see another way. Notice what you notice, feel what you feel. Journal prompt number 3. What pattern in my life may be asking to be altered through awareness, intention, or a new choice? What's calling to you for you to move through and create anew? Notice what you notice, feel what you feel. Journal prompt number 4. What does the power of choice mean to me at this stage of my life? What does the power of choice mean to you? Question number 5. Where am I being invited to return to love rather than remain inside fear? Journal prompt number 6. What would shift if I remembered that only love is eternally real? What would shift if I remembered only love is present? It's eternally real. We move now to some action steps. Action step number 1, name the pattern. Write down one area of your life where you feel stuck, confused, discouraged, or powerless. This brings awareness. Action step number 2. Ask what reality you are participating in. Is the reality rooted in fear, limitation, old conditioning, collective anxiety, or love? Action step number 3. Look for one available choice. Do not try to change everything. Find one small choice that returns your energy to clarity, love, peace, or self-respect. Action step number 4. Practice choosing again. Each time the old pattern appears, gently say, I remember I can choose again. I remember I can choose again. And number 5, anchor in love. Before making a decision, pause and ask, what would love choose here? What would love choose here? And now we have some suggested affirmations. Affirmation number 1, I remember that choice is part of my divine birthright. Affirmation number 2, I am not trapped inside the patterns I have known. Affirmation number 3, I allow awareness to open new possibilities before me. Affirmation number 4, I choose again with love, clarity, and courage. Affirmation number 5, I return to the original blueprint of love. Affirmation number 6, I hold the power of choice. Affirmation number 7, I hold the key of remembrance within me. And affirmation number 8, only love is eternally real. And now we've arrived at the closing blessing for this whisper. May you remember that you are not imprisoned by the reality you currently perceive. May your awareness open gently. May hope return where fear once stood. May love move through the places that have felt stuck, lost, or forgotten. May you remember the key within your own being. And may you choose again, not from fear, not from limitation, not from the old pattern, but from the eternal reality of love. For love is the source, love is the blueprint, love is the beginningless and endless truth. And in love, you are free. And so it is. I am Amora Bonet, and I thank you for joining me for this powerful teaching today. Until our next whisper, may you walk in love, filled with peace, choosing your destiny through the power of choice. Bye-bye.